Good morning, everyone. We are live as far as I can tell.
We're trying to be live anyway.
Yeah.
It's been a fun morning already.
Yeah, I don't know. Someday we're going to figure out how all this works. It's going to
Yeah,
be
well,
magical.
we keep trying to make it better, and sometimes it doesn't make it better.
No, no, it makes it worse.
Uh,
Cindy was asking, what are we doing today? So we will tell her. We're doing hashtag Art Journal Habit 2017 all month. And so we're going to do an art journal page again today. The prompt for this month is mystery. I mean, not this month, but this day is mystery. And the real mystery is what we're going to do because we don't know. We have some sort of half-formed ideas that we might try, but we know it's going to be an art journal page. That's what we know. So what do you think, Peg? Oh,
well, I think I have to do something to shut off.
is something wrong?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I can see your desk and you look okay and you sound okay. You sound good with the headset. So anyway, this is my junk journal that you guys saw me make a long time ago. And I already have gessoed my pages because I figured that that was a good place to start. If you don't know what you're going to do, gesso the pages. So I did that. I think they're mostly dry. And as you can see, it's a junk mail journal. So I tried to cover up that. I wasn't paying very good attention and I managed to scorch my page because I was talking. Looks like a few more people have joined us. Let's see, Deborah was already here. Hi, Edwidge. Hi, Queen Mabel and Doris. I know your name is not either of those, but I'm failing right now as to what it actually is, so you can tell me. Hi, Laura. Hi, Sybil. I'm glad everyone's here. We're
Yeah,
already getting
we've
a
got a
crowd.
nice crowd. I'm very happy you're here. And I've resolved my sound issues so I don't hear 16 different me's coming at me. So,
That would be a little bit a little bit
yeah.
discombobulating.
Yeah, that was not good. That was kind of
No.
like, wait a minute, there's way too many me's out here, and I'm bad enough to listen to the first time around.
It's Susie. Susie. Queen Mabel and Doris's name is
Oh,
Susie.
Susie. Okay, I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, I'll try to remember too. It's so confusing when people's names aren't their names.
I know, I need to make a list. I
Yep.
really need to make a list. So, if you want to switch over, I'll tell them a little bit about what I'm doing here.
I've already switched over to you, so
Oh,
you
did
go
you?
for it.
Okay, it just isn't showing up on. There we go. All right. So I'm on watching on YouTube with you guys, and there's a little bit of lag time, so it's kind of confusing. But what I have done is I've kind of done a preliminary sketch, and I'm going to do a little painting on my page. And I was talking to my husband last night, and I said, when I say mystery, what do you think of? And of course, the first thing that his mind went to was Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, perfect, So I have just taken a regular pencil and done a little sketch here on my page. And I'm going to gesso over that, and then I'm going to start my painting.
Okay. I went a different direction. I found this quote online. It's from a book. It says, she's all about mystery, adventure, and risk, and her heart is wild and full of magic. So I'm going to use this quote, and I'm going to make some sort of a whimsical, magical, goddessish person, hopefully. That's my plan. So I'm going to start out by making the background, and I have a lot of circular mandala type looking sort of stencils that I plan on using somehow in the background, like as kind of like a halo or something, or a light behind my figure. And then I have these feathers that I cut out a long time ago. I'm going to try those. That's what I'm going to do. So the question is, which color? Which color? I have no idea.
I decided I need to tape off my binding here. Oh, so I haven't talked to you since I've been traveling and stuff. It's like
No,
I've been
we've been busy, busy, busy.
crazy busy, and you're going to do some traveling, and holy cow.
Yes, I am going this weekend to a fundraiser for therapy dogs, and I will tell everyone about that because if you want to donate to this really worthy cause, the charity was started by my 16-year-old friend who had cancer and she passed away, but she was an artist and she drew like anime characters and stuff. And she drew when she was in the hospital at Children's Hospital LA. She drew this character that she called Titania, and her companion was Canine, who was a little therapy dog. And based on those two characters, her parents started a charity for raising funds for therapy dogs that come to the hospitals at Children's Hospital and in Los Angeles. So this is their second fundraiser, the second year that they've had it, and it is a tea party. And so you have to wear a hat and everything.
Fun. I love tea parties.
Tori, my little friend who died, she loved tea parties and she had tea parties at the house. So that's why they do that. And then they have like baskets and things that you can bid on and door prizes and, tea and like little tiny foods that you can eat with your little fingers. And you can put your pinky up while you're drinking your tea. You can put your pinky up. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. That's the reason I'm traveling. Got to drive over to California.
Very worthy trip.
Yeah. So you can't buy tickets to the event now because they're all sold out. But if you wanted to donate, you could. If you think it's something that, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, tea parties are fun. I remember when my granddaughter, I think she was turning, 5 or 6, and we wanted to have a birthday party for her. And I said, well, what about a tea party? And my daughter thought that was pretty cool because she liked to play with her little dolls and her teapots and all of that stuff.
That's so cute.
So we sent out the invitations to our tea party, and the little girls really got into it. They dressed up and, wore the white gloves and the fancy hats and everything. Had big long pearls hanging around their necks.
Awesome.
Kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. That's when we went to visit Tori, like probably about 3 months before she passed on. When we got there, they were having a tea party. They like just spontaneously having a tea party, and I had my son with me, who was he like 15 or 16-year-old guy, just getting into his whole guyness. And I'm like, yeah, I know you don't remember her, but we used to know her in California, and when we lived there, and yeah, we're going to go to a tea party. And he's like, okay. And it was all girls except for him. And he was it didn't even bother him.
Oh, great.
He just sat down and drank the tea and ate the little things and talked to all the teenage girls. And yeah, it worked out great for him. And at the time, he was a bit awkward and overweight because of an illness that he has, and he had taken a lot of prednisone.
Oh yeah, nasty stuff.
Which makes you,
I have to take that every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, he took it for 3 months straight, so you can imagine what happened to his poor little face. He's on different medication now; he doesn't have to take it anymore. But at the time, he was, pretty not always into talking to girls, but
yeah,
he was fine. I was so impressed with his whole attitude about it. Took a couple pictures of him on the sly. He wasn't looking.
Yeah.
So just over there chatting up the girls. So you guys can probably see what color I picked.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Your
that.
favorite.
You wouldn't think I would pick that. I mean, really.
I wouldn't.
Of course you would. I was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
I've got dioxazine purple, quinacridone magenta, and quinacridone violet. In case you were wondering. And some white gesso.
And some white gesso.
Yeah, always a little bit of white gesso. See what people are saying. And let's see, let's go back to your screen. It looks like you're drawing again. You're drawing back over your gesso. Oh, you're painting, huh?
I need something else. I need... I was going to use these crayons, but they're not working the best.
So which crayons were you using?
That was a Tim Holtz one.
Okay.
And, you know, I was just trying to use a brush and blend it out, and they don't blend real well. So back to the gesso. Back
when
to
all
the
else
gesso.
fails, there's always gesso.
Yeah. So I will change that up, and I think I might grab my, I don't know if I'm just going to, I don't have flesh color paint out here. So what else do I have handy?
All right, well, that's a good enough colors background, I think. Let's see. Cindy said orange. I should use orange and yellow.
Yeah.
Too late. Purple and pink. Ian says with mystery, he thinks of the song by Toya Wilcox. It's a mystery. Oh, it's a mystery. I'm not sure I've heard that song, to be honest. Have you?
I don't know. But that's not too surprising because I'm sure they have a different listening repertoire.
Yep,
there.
probably. Yep. Ian is from England, guys, if you didn't know that. So he might have a different list of things he listens to than us. And Ruth says it's very pretty. She must like purple and pink also. Laura had to restart the iPad, and she actually got the image. Surprisingly, I can't get one. And Cindy says we need flesh-colored gesso. We could probably just make that ourselves. Just add a little sienna and ochre and a little bit of some sort of a coral or something, and it would be good. Barbara says you should blend the Tim Holtz Distress crayons with the baby wipe.
Yeah, it's a small area.
Yeah.
So I'm reaching for the Neo colors.
Well, that's what I always reach for. I even have them right here.
Yeah, well, especially when it comes to doing the flesh stuff.
Yep, works really great.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do a little bit of brayering over this, and then I'm gonna start some stenciling, I think. What happened to my brayer?
Uh-oh.
It brayed its way off.
Here, somewhere. I have one right here hanging on my desk. Can you reach to the screen?
I can't. If only I could. That would be really great.
I know. It's not like when you're sitting in the same room crafting, is it?
No, it's not exactly like that. It would be nice if it was.
Yeah. So we should poll the crowd and ask them what do they think of when they hear the word mystery. See if anybody did their mystery page for today.
Somebody did, because I saw it on the group, the Art Joy of Sharing group this morning. Oh. But R.M. Burton, maybe?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Maybe. That's who. I don't know. And it had a you know, what's that round thing with the handle? You know, that Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, magnifying glass.
That thing, yes. Why couldn't I think of that? It's because
I don't know. I'm actually going to use one of those round things with the handle too.
Well, there you go. Yay for round things with handles.
Yeah. Well, and what do they call? I'm putting his hat on, which is what, a
That's
deer slayer?
deer hunter.
Deer hunter.
Yeah, I do know that. Can't
I'll
remember the
see.
round thing with the handle, but I can remember deer hunter. Go figure.
Yeah.
That's so me. I'm going to mute my microphone and dry, so I'm going to flip back over
Okay.
you and mute so that nobody has to hear it.
So I'm just getting out some fluid media paint from Deco Art because I want to start on his jacket and things. You know, I want kind of a tweedy look. Tweedy. And must used a lot of that color. Woohoo! Can't get it out of the pot. All right, so gonna start with some browns and get a general shape going here. So let's see. Yeah. Elementary, my dear. Yes, that's true, Ian. So true.
Gina says that her daughter's cat's name is Mystery.
Oh, fun.
So that's what she thinks of. And Ela has arrived.
Okay.
Ruth is working on her page right now. She's
Oh,
been
good.
doing really well keeping up with the challenge, Ruth.
Yes, she
Ruth
has.
Yes. Good job, Ruth.
Let's see. Where's this going from here?
I don't know. Where is it going?
Well, I want a little shadow under the collar.
I need some sponges. Shoot, I'm gonna have to unheadset myself and walk across the room. Be right back.
Yeah. We were talking about that this morning. I was looking for a big long cable so I could go over to my shelf where my paints are. I need a longer cable because I'm on a headset this week. We're trying to resolve some of those issues we had last week with the sound. And so, yeah, I'm wired. I am wired.
That didn't sound right. The first thing I hear about coming back is, I'm wired.
I was telling him about the sound thing I was doing this morning and how I ended up wiring.
Oh, yes. And trying to have the extension cord and it not working. And yeah, that's just a typical live stream day for us.
Yeah.
Nothing working right. And yep. Sponge, 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 sponge. This is a cool stencil. This is the first time I've used it.
Which one are you using?
It's from Crafter's Workshop, I think.
Ah.
I got it at Tuesday morning. Let's see if I can find the number. If I can.
Lovely Tuesday morning. I get a lot of stencils at Tuesday morning.
It is TCW 493S. If anybody wants to know. So it could even be used for Christmas. It's kind of a, I don't know, it almost looks like a poinsettia, but then it's got all these other doohickeys and dillybobs and stuff. So
Dillybobs. Ooh, that's a good word.
Yeah.
That's a real good word.
But I was just thinking it looked kind of like a, a mysterious mandala type of a shape is what I was thinking.
Uh-huh.
And I got it out, so. But the center part definitely looks like a poinsettia flower. For sure.
I'm trying to figure out his ear flaps here.
Ear flaps.
Yeah, you know that those hunting hats have those things that tie up over the top?
Yes, I was...
ear flaps to keep your ears warm.
My son moved 4 hours north of here to Flagstaff to go to college. and it actually snows in Flagstaff. And so I was saying to him, you know, I might need to get you something warm to wear. And the first thing that came up was he wanted one of those hats
Yeah.
with ear flaps, but he wanted a specific one. He wants the oh man, and the word's not coming to me, but it's the Russian hat. You know, the
Oh
furry,
yeah,
big furry
yeah.
Russian hat. He took 2 years of Russian language in high school, and he's like, "Oh," I'm like, "You're seriously going to wear that?" So I ordered it from Amazon, of course, and it
Of
came with
course.
the pin with like the sickle and hammer
Oh,
pin
cool.
and everything. And I'm like, "Are you going to put that pin on it too?" And he's like, "Yep." And he puts the pin right on there. I'm like, "Okay, you're a little weird." But that thing will keep him warm. If anything will.
Let's see. I think I need a little black or Payne's gray or something. What am I doing here?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Looking for colors that are not out on my desk. I think I have to take a walk.
All right. Well, unplug yourself and walk across the room. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this stencil has this one was designed by Rebecca Meyer for the Crafters Workshop, and it has this little thing in the center, kind of a medallion thing that I thought would be pretty cool. So I thought I would use that to fill in.
You know, if we had more time, what would have been fun was to paint this out and then mask so that I could do my background in, but we don't have that kind of time. There are some constraints about doing this sort of thing.
I don't know. We're not very far. Well, I guess we're 22 minutes in, and I haven't even started drawing. Never mind.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, there's only so much time in the day.
Doing my background. I haven't even started drawing yet.
Laura says her son has a couple of hats like that.
Cool. Floppy
Uh-oh,
hats or
keeping
Russian
something on the
hats?
QT from Cindy.
Uh-oh.
Don't get caught, Beverly. I'm going to have to scroll back and read that. Something's going on over there.
You can probably find out about it in the Zoomers thing. I'm sure.
They've been zooming.
Yeah, I can't keep seeing the notifications and then it's never the right time.
Yeah.
For me. So
I understand.
Someday I will show up though. I will come to the Zoom someday.
Yes, and we need to pick a day for our next Zoom.
Well, it won't be till December, right?
Right.
December,
which is not that far away.
Shh, I don't want to hear that. That's a secret.
Ah.
Nobody knows that December's coming.
Well, it's coming faster than I think. I've got a couple of things going on already, and it's like, whoo, that month's going to fly by too.
Yeah, I'm planning on chilling out some on YouTube because, you know, family and friends and parties and whatever.
Yeah.
For December need to be what I'm doing and not worrying about
right.
Doing a whole bunch of videos. So it will not be every day and probably not even every other day in December. Maybe every other day. But I'm sure everyone's just as busy as we are, so it's not.
Well, and who even has time to watch YouTube in December, you know, because you got other stuff going on.
For sure. I think I might be winding down. No, I'm not winding down on my background yet. Maybe all I'm going to get done is a background.
It's a pretty background. I like it.
Thanks. Does it look mysterious?
Oh, for sure.
That's what I wanted, mysterious. Still wanted to put some of those feathers
The
on.
mystery is, where is she going now?
That's right. The mystery is, what the heck is that page even about? Okay, that stencil's done. And I was going to, let's see what people are saying. Oh, Laura says her son doesn't have any sickle and hammer pins, though. Okay. So maybe a feather or two, and then I need to get started on the actual thing that's going to be on the page. Hopefully. Did you just blow on something, or did you blow
I
in my
did.
ear?
No, I'm sorry. Well, my crayon was crumbling, and I didn't want it to, you know, do what crayons do, which is smear all over.
Let's see, some of that color. Hi, Franna. First time she's been live with us.
Oh, okay.
She finally figured out which time it is at.
Ah.
That's always the tricky part.
Yep. I think I might have to get out a new gesso. I think I'm getting down there.
Yeah, mine's about empty. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. I noticed. Well,
I should probably do some kind of wash. What am I going to do here?
I couldn't tell you.
I got some glaze. This is Golden Taupe, which is kind of foggy, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Pre-mixed glaze?
Yep.
Oh, I always just use
Yeah. Have you seen those?
I just always use the glazing liquid and make it myself. So.
Oh, well, when I'm glazing the whole background of something, I like to have it like this where I can just, you know, do the whole thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think my mysterious background is just about done. Just adding a little bit of splatter and getting it all over my computer. It's always fun. Okay, what do you think? Is it a nice background?
I got to wait for it to come up here.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it is.
It's just me putting off getting something else on the page very effectively. Because that's how I roll when I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, we're both kind of flying by the seat of our pants this morning.
Very mysterious, very mysterious. I'm going to mute and dry.
Okay. Probably should have a little bigger brush for this, but oh well. It's the way it goes. But I want it to stay wet because I think I'm going to use a stencil over the top and do a little, all right, what is that term I'm looking for? Do a little bit of subtraction or reduction, or, you know, taking it back. Okay, so find a stencil, and I think I can eyeball one I like right away. It's one of Shell's favorites too, because it's the Harlequin, and what better to use
That is
with
perfect.
Sherlock Holmes than a Harlequin, right?
Beverly is asking what is the purpose of glazing. Gina did answer, but if you want to give
Oh,
the
I'm sure
answer.
Gina gave her a good answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is another transparent layer.
Back in the old days, the masters would put layer after layer after layer of glazing, one after the other, and that is how they built up a very deep, like if you look at some of the oil paintings of masters, it almost appears as if you could put your finger in it and push back, and it would have depth, a lot of depth, and that was how they created it, was with glazing. So nowadays, of course, we have acrylic, and we can glaze to the end of time with acrylic. I sometimes put multiple layers of different colors on.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that is what creates that wonderful depth, because you've got that transparent color that's layering on top of another color, and yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I put a couple layers of glaze on the thing that I put on my channel, the altered bottle, but I did it more as like put on, wipe off to highlight the texture of the paper that I had layered onto it. That was what went up this morning on my channel. Cool. For recycled parts for art. Design team, or whatever you were calling it this week.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's a design team, but it's called something else. Oh, Recycling Artist Gang, that's what it's called.
I don't know, there's a couple of hashtags associated with it, so
yeah,
I think either one will work. So I think I need to dry that layer. So I'm going to get out my little trusty dryer. Oops, I got stuff on his face. Whoops.
Oh no.
He has a smudgy face.
Well, it's probably his whiskers. So, so I just glanced at someone's, the same. Yes, Beverly, I make my own glaze. I use this stuff. It's acrylic glazing liquid. And it basically, what it does, its best function is that it thins down acrylic paint without destroying the integrity of the paint. So even if you're not glazing, but you just want to thin your acrylic paint, and you don't have a thinner option, like, you know, there's different options of thinner acrylic paint, like this
High flow
and the fluid from DecoArt.
Yeah.
And there's a fluid from Golden. Basically, if you put too much water in an acrylic paint, it will stop sticking and want to flake off. So if you're really concerned, you know, in your art journal, I mean, whatever, but it's just going to be in a book anyway. But if you're really concerned about thinning your paint, you can use that instead of water. And also, it serves as the purpose of thinning the paint to glaze. So I will paint something on and then wipe it off after letting it sit for a couple minutes, and it gives you a coat of color that will stick to something if you have texture, but then the top portions will be wiped back to the color that was originally under, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And Cindy says that she splatters her phone with ink all the time.
Yeah.
Me too. I pick it off. I like to pick it off.
The craft, right?
And Gina says that she has ink splatters on her wood blinds.
Yeah. I won't tell you what's all over my computer.
Gina, the problem with glycerin is that it doesn't ever dry, or not very effectively. So you can use, if you have like a liquid matte medium like this, you can use that to create glaze as well. Something like this. Or even Mod Podge would do, although Mod Podge, I don't like it because it yellows. But it is
Yeah.
cheaper than all the other things, so, you know, whatever.
Yeah, but I'd rather spend a couple extra bucks if I'm going to like the effect. And I don't like to go back and look at something later and say, oh, yuck.
Yeah, me too.
But it's all a choice thing, you know.
Yeah, it's just how invested you are in what you're creating, and I don't know. I'm kind of a princess in that I just kind of like to have things that, you know,
Okay,
might.
I guess I'm right there with you, princess. You're funny.
I am. I'm kind of a princess. It's like, but I don't want that boring old PVA glue. I want the real stuff.
Yeah.
Hard to see. It's kind of crazy on this background. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Tim Holtz stencil. No. I don't know if it's, I guess it is because of the shape. I should know that, right? But I just wanted to add a little texture to his outfit, so. And now I should probably grab some Posca pens.
You should always grab Posca
Our
pens. That's my
favorite.
opinion. Just my opinion, you know? When all else fails, get a Posca pen.
Yeah.
How much time has passed? Has a lot of time passed?
We are at 37. 37. You're doing good.
Oh, I'm doing great. Only 37? That's not bad at all. Okay. I can probably finish this.
I know you can.
Maybe. I guess I should show what I'm doing. So I put my quote on this side, and then on this bigger side, because you know this is a junk journal, the pages aren't all the same size all the time. I tried to get them similar, but some of them are smaller. So I end up with some of my 2-page spreads being different, weird. But anyway, besides that, I drew on this side with the pencil, and now I'm filling in my beginning of my figure with some white gesso so that I can go over it and make some colors. So that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting to make some shape to my image here. I was thinking I needed some outlining and direction of, you know, you can't tell with a gloved hand where the fingers are if you don't put some shape on it. So I'm adding that.
Good plan.
And the bowl of his pipe and all of that there stuff. That's a technical term in case you didn't know.
Oh, I absolutely did know that.
That
That stuff, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. For sure, for sure. Okay. What else? What else? What else? I need to dry. That's what I need to do. I'm going to mute, so you have to talk.
Oh no, not that. So what's going on in the chat? Tell us about her trip away. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Twist my arm, Ian. Gina was typing, but for the other Gina, use a coupon. Yeah, coupons are great. Love discounts, and we're going into discount season with some of this stuff. If you guys don't know about Cyber Monday, which is, what follows right after Black Friday, there are a lot of arts and crafts that go on sale on Cyber Monday. And one of which is what Ian was alluding to was my trip. I went to St. Louis last week and took classes with Seth Apter and Mary Beth Shaw at Stencil Girl. And Stencil Girl will be one of the ones that has a Cyber Monday sale. So if you're interested in any of their stencils, it's a good time to check it out. But it was so much fun. My friend Candy and I went down there and met up with 12 total in the class. So with Mary Beth and Seth and us, that made 14. And her studio really is not very big. We're just kind of all crammed in her studio. And because it was at the Improv, it's not a class where you sit down and, we're going to do this now and follow along the direction. And it's more of a improvisational class where you get a few tips about, this is something that you can do within your piece, but you don't have, okay, now we're going to glue this down, or now we're going to paint with this color, or it was really a fun class because everybody's art was so original and so different and just amazing. I did post some pictures, and if you go out on Instagram and use the hashtag at the Improv, you're going to see a lot of pictures from the weekend and from other people showing what they created, because I didn't get a chance to ask everybody if I could post all of their pictures, and I wouldn't do that without their consent. So
Sounds completely awesome. I would have liked to have attended that because
yeah,
that's, being able to have professionals there tell you how products work or how things can work together is great, but then being able to just do what you want with
yeah.
whatever is provided is awesome.
Well, and that's just it. It was, you go into her studio and everything is provided. I mean, you bring a few brushes and a water dish and, stuff like that. But as far as the class goes, she had stacks of substrates. So you could pick a canvas or a piece of wood or, whatever it was you wanted to work on. And so I actually was able, we were there from 10 to 5 each day, which was 2 days, and we took an hour and a half break for lunch in between. So that really is not a lot of time to create, but I actually finished up 5 pieces while I was there. So to me, that was amazing that we just kept working like that and just kept moving.
That's awesome. When I met Seth Apter at the CHA Creativation last year,
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned you and he knew you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
You're famous.
I'm not famous, but I had been asked by Stencil Girl a couple of times if I would be their guest artist. And I was so honored to do that. And when they asked me to do that, you know, you pick the stencils that you're going to work with from their stuff. And of course, right away, I wanted to use Seth's because he makes awesome stencils. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I finished my project and posted it on Instagram and stuff, you know, Seth came in and took a look at it and, you know, was giving me wonderful feedback about it. And, you know, I was just, oh, I'm so happy I got to talk to Seth, you know. It was so cool. And,
Fangirling hard.
you know, so it's reassuring. It's one of those things where you're, you know, as an artist, you wonder if you're ever going to get the recognition for the things that you create and what you're doing. And it was affirmation for me that, okay, I must be on the right track if somebody of his caliber is recognizing me. So good feeling.
For sure.
But I hadn't met a lot of these people in person before, and it was so cool because, you know, I hadn't met Mary Nasser, and she's a local artist in the St. Louis area, and she also works for Stencil Girl. And you know, so that was cool because I got to meet Mary and Mary Beth Shaw, of course, who is the owner of Stencil Girl. And I'm trying to think who else. Oh, Gwen Loeffler. If you've ever seen her work, it's amazing. She went to India last year, and she has these beautiful mandala style pieces. And if you look at her, stencils, they also are very ornate
Mm-hmm.
stencils.
She was inspired.
Yeah. So, but she, you know, oh my, be sure and look for her because she did post pictures of what she made on Instagram. And I was so inspired by her. Remember the fish page that I did for yesterday's stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was inspired by Gwen to do that because the gold on there was definitely about her because she was putting gold and sparkle and stuff on a lot of stuff. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. Love that.
Like you already didn't love sparkly, shimmery stuff.
Well, you know, because I don't know, sometimes when you're working, you're looking for that spark of inspiration or something to make what you're doing come alive.
Mm-hmm.
And her gold on those beautiful dark shades, those rich royal shades, was just amazing. Just, you know, you want to
Mm-hmm.
get into it. So, I see you got your drawing on there.
Yep. I got my drawing, and I don't know, there'll probably be more to it than this, but I figured I'd start getting some color on since
Yeah.
we're going to run out of time.
Yeah.
So I'm using Neocolor 2s and watered down titanium white acrylic to blend it. The reason that I do that is so that the Neocolor, which is a watercolor, blends smoothly into the gessoed background and also gives it some permanence for, you know, not lifting back up when I put another layer on the top.
Mm-hmm.
So it blends very smoothly when you do it this way. My water is purple, purple, purple. I need clean water.
Yeah.
Very intensely purple. Let's see what people are saying. Gina says, Peg, congratulations on winning Enos Salisbury site.
Yeah, that was fun.
I didn't see that.
She had let's see, Ina, I think has hit the 5,000 mark on YouTube. And
Awesome.
so I had congratulated her, and she did a drawing. She had her cute little grandson on air and did a drawing, and he picked my name out of the hat. It's so fun.
Oh, cute. I think I actually did see that go across my feed. I just didn't have time to watch. I haven't had time to watch much of anything.
I know, it's been crazy.
But I did see the cute little guy, her little grandson on the on the thumb or whatever. And it said something about winning, but I didn't look any further than that since I didn't enter, so I didn't even know there was a thing. That's how out of touch I am. So.
Well, I try to, and I know other people have their own methodology, but I try to, I subscribe to a lot of people and I try to follow them. You know, it's hard because you're trying to create, you're trying to follow, you're trying to post. But Ina has been in a number of my hops. And I definitely like to follow those people that have contributed to things that are part of my page so that I know what's going on with them. So I had stopped in to congratulate her just because she is one of the people that I have collaborated with in the past.
Yep. I definitely would also just didn't at that point do that because I was like,
because you were traveling and doing all kinds of other stuff, and that's just it. You know, you can't do everything. Nope. Although we try, right?
We do try. We try to do everything.
So I'm just putting another layer of coloration over that original background that I had glazed and wiped back, and you know, just I'm toning down that. I had a little bit of green gold that was a little bright. So I'm toning that down and making it look a little eerier.
Is he out to find the Hounds of Baskerville?
That was the first movie I thought of when he said Sherlock last night. It's like, oh, the Hounds of Baskerville.
Yeah. Those crazy Hounds of Baskerville.
Yeah. Let's see. I need a little shading. What do I want to use here? Let me see. I had some darker colors. Didn't really want a brown, but I might have to go with that. Oh, what about a blue? Let's do a blue.
Can't go wrong with blue.
Of course, my blue now has gold flecks in it because of
I could see how that could happen.
Yeah, because that's the way I roll. So I'm using an archival ink now. This one is called Cobalt. I didn't really want to go with the black or gray. I wanted kind of that foggy, misty nighttime color.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah. Oh, Beverly's leaving. Bye, Beverly.
By the time we see it, they're probably already gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just happened to look over there. Yeah. Mm. It's hard to work and follow the chat and, you know, everything all at once.
It is.
That's why I'm so glad you're here with me.
Mhm.
Because it's like, okay, I don't want to use that, but I do want to do something here. You've gotten quiet, Shell. What are you working on?
Oh, I'm painting this girl, and so I kind of have to think about what I'm doing.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I should be talking. This is live, isn't it?
So do you guys watch like those Sherlock Holmes things on TV?
I don't. Someone said that the Baskervilles was their favorite, so that must mean that they do actually watch it. I really wished I had an assistant that could get me some clean water.
Yeah.
Gina, these are the Neocolor 2 crayons from Caran d'Ache company. And they are my favorite thing in the universe. I can honestly say that. I love, love, love them. They're water-soluble, highly pigmented crayon, and you can use them in a couple different ways. You can pick up the pigment. What I see a lot of people doing, and I don't do it very often, is to pick up the pigment using water, pick it up off the end of the crayon like this, and apply it. I tend to just be more of a go right to the page person, and then I like to blend it then with watered down acrylic or matte medium, a fluid matte medium or something like that, to make a smooth blend and to make it more permanent. But a lot of people just like to pick the color up like this on the end. So when I do whimsical faces, I often use this product. And I use it for backgrounds too sometimes and things like that, but it's a fun one. I think Peg was using them too, wasn't she? You were using the Caran d'Ache Neocolors, weren't you, Peg?
Yeah, I did for his face.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have nice colors for things like that.
Yeah.
Let's see, where's my big brush? Big brush. There we go.
Another way you can use them is you can scribble onto your craft pad or something and pick it up that way if you don't want to go direct to the paper. That works too. Oh, I guess you guys can't see me doing it though, because it's not. There we go. And in that way, if you don't have a color that you need, you can blend more than one color together that way.
Right.
And, that's a possibility as well. I guess I better get some more warmth into her skin. What do we got? Gonna get some pinky flesh tone in there.
Oh, where did I put my baby wipes? Oh,
you put them in baby wipe land.
They're hiding. They took a walkabout.
You know, that happens.
Yeah.
Usually exactly when you need it is when it happens.
I was just trying to add a little shading and it had gotten a little out of hand. Imagine that. And not really digging this color so much. I might have to go for something else. What do I have?
I don't know, but I think you have a lot of stuff, so I'm sure you can probably find something you like.
I think it's gonna try a gray.
Let's flip back over to you. There we go.
Yeah, that's not working either. Okay. Let's see what else I have. Maybe this is a darker gray. Just keep working it, right?
Yep. I'm just worried I'm going to run out of time. I need to stop fussing and just get it done. You know?
Yeah.
Because I fuss and fuss and fuss and fuss.
Yeah, it's a journal page. We have to do one each day this month. So I'm not into fussing right now. It's like I get her done.
I wished I was into getting her done instead of fussing, but
Yeah.
it's kind of my personality.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when
I'm a fusser.
sometimes I like to fuss just because you've got the time and you want it just so. You want it to come out the way you want it to come out. So
where's my other pink?
But there are other times when you just don't have the time for.
This is also getting overworked because I'm not letting it dry in between because I don't feel like I have the time. And so I'm getting some overworking. I should probably just stop fussing with it and move on to something else.
And that's just it. The stuff, I like to let things dry for a day before I come back and do the fussing. And you don't have time for that when you're doing this kind of thing.
Nope. Maybe I could force dry it with the heat tool, but I'm probably going to bubble it.
Yeah, it's never the same. Is it? It's never the same.
No. Maybe I'll move to pens or something. That's probably what I should do. Dry it and then move to pens. I'm going to mute.
Okay. Let's see what's going on over here. I've been neglecting my audience. Oh, Laura says she loves the series, even the very old ones. I know. Basil Rathbone. I go back and watch those old things, right? Oh, you start to scroll on this thing and it goes way back. So I'm just looking at some of the chat, see what I've missed. Hello from Scotland, yeah. I didn't know you were in Scotland, Susie. It's fun to kind of go back and scroll through some of this, catch the things that I missed earlier. How's your page come along, Ruth?
She's probably doing better than us.
Sybil said she was always 2 days behind. That's okay. You know, there's no deadline.
Definitely not. You could do it next year if you want to use them next year. Okay, I'm going to move to, I think, Indy ink pens and try to finish this up with some more. Because since it's all sealed now with the acrylic paint mixed in with the Neocolor, it's all sealed in, and I can pretty effectively use these Pet Artist brush pens to, I can smear them, you know, because it's sealed. So.
Right, and that's kind of what I was doing for shading around my focal image, was using the Pitt pens, because once you've sealed the page, those things should move pretty well, even though my paint is still a little bit tacky. You know, that's why when you're doing these things this rapidly, it doesn't always turn out quite the same, but you know, you guys are getting the idea.
Oh, Gina says that she ordered some Neocolors. Thank you for using my Amazon link. That helps me out.
Yeah, if you guys don't know about that, below our videos, when we have things, a lot of times we'll put links to products. So if you see something in one of our videos, and that's the thing, you know, it's not just here. If you're just finding this channel and you don't know about our other channels, this is our live channel. And Shell and I each have our own individual YouTube channels that we're posting on. So for this month, we've been posting our daily pages over there until we came to today, where we're doing our page together on the live stream here. But below each one of those videos, you'll find links to stores and you know, other information about us, where you can find our groups that you can join in on, other things that are happening. And the only way you get that is by looking at the description box below a video on a computer.
Yeah, I get a lot of questions about things that I've used, when, even though I say over and over, if you want, you know, links to these products are below the video, people still ask. So I think you just have to say something over and over and over about 1,000 times before people hear you.
Well, yeah, and you know, not everybody watches the same stuff. Or oh boy, that was not a good choice.
That sometimes happens.
I think I need a few more Neocolor. I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have enough colors. Can you believe that?
I think I need every color that Neocolor makes. I might have it already, but
well, I have a limited palette. You know, I was trying to be good and not overspend, and you know, so I got a little box. I've got my little box of Neocolor, and you know, I was happy with that. Sorta.
Well, I know I know that I love the Neocolor. I know that that's something that I will use, and so I'm more willing to spend money on that than like some new product that I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
there's so many things out there to try, and I want to try them. I want to try them all, but I don't have the monetary means to do that. So then, I
And
know that I'm going to use every Neocolor that I ever buy. So
the other thing is we don't know. Yeah, you need to try things and see if it's something that you're actually going to use in your art. Because there's no sense of having all this stuff that you don't like and you don't use. I kind of go with the products that I will use repeatedly, and the things that I'm not gonna, that's why I get a couple of things and try it out. See if it's something that you really want before you invest heavily in it.
yeah,
Because we've all done that. We've invested in things and then found out, no, this really isn't all that I thought it was going to be.
yeah. That's definitely happened to me for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's happened to me, and that's why, if somebody asks my opinion about a product, I'll definitely give you an honest opinion, because I'm I don't represent for these companies. I am trying to help my friends figure out what's going to work for them. So,
How much time do we have left?
about 15.
Is that all?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. Never gonna get this done. I can tell you that. Should have went with something easier, but I didn't have any really great ideas.
You got a great page going there, though.
Thank you.
I'm liking it.
I wanted to make like all this interesting gold jewelry and all this. I had plans. I did. I had plans.
You had big plans.
Yeah. I can at least do her headdress thing. I was gonna make feathers. Man, I have plans. I do. I guess I don't know if I'm just gonna like not do it all the way or if I'm just gonna try to finish it in a bit or what.
Yeah. We can always post the final stuff later.
Yeah, but I got other pages I need to work on because I gotta go out of town.
No, that's the way it is. There's always something else to work on.
Yeah.
I need to put let's see, this is hashtag Art Journal Habit.
So are you done?
I think I am.
Oh, okay. I guess I better.
It's gone as far as I'm going to take it today. Because, stuff is not really totally dry.
Mm-hmm.
2017 for hashtag Art Joy Sharing.
Hashtag it up there, girl.
Right. And this is day 16.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just finish it later or something. Is that what we're going to do? It looks like we got 15 minutes left. But you're done, and I'm just like sitting here doing, ditzing around with stuff. So.
And what you're doing?
I mean,
you got 15, right?
Yeah, but you're not doing anything.
So they can watch you.
Yeah.
I can read the chat for a change.
All right. Well, I'll do another 15 minutes. I don't know if it'll be completed or not by then. Just putting a little, giving a little weight to my saying over here.
I got to stop and see what 17 is. See what my next pages are.
Fashion, and then geometric.
Oh, yeah.
And then home, and then phone. How do I know this? Because those are the ones that I need to complete.
Well, I had thought about running up to Madison this weekend. If anybody's in that area, they're having a show. It's called One of a Kind Rubber Stamp Show in Madison. And
is it literally one of a kind stamps, or
no, it's a show. It's a show, and there are a number of different vendors. Some of them are local vendors, and some of them come from a distance. I can't even tell you. I mean, if you just Google One of a Kind Madison, you'll get a list of the vendors that go to that particular show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most everybody has something in their area that they can go to. If they, so choose, or they can shop with us on Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I choose.
Right?
I don't think there's really anything in Tucson per se, but there's stuff going on in Phoenix. I could drive up there. There might even be an art store in Phoenix, but
yeah,
Tucson,
well,
for as big as Tucson is, it is lame as far as it comes to.
Well, and I thought Tucson was supposed to be artsy, so I'm kind of surprised by that.
Well, they must all buy stuff on Amazon or else they just go to Phoenix. I mean, some people, they don't have an issue with the 2-hour drive. They just think it's nothing. I'll just pop up to Phoenix. And for me, it's like, I don't want to drive to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Why can't my town have things? So.
Well, and there really is nothing close for me, but I get around enough, because I got a kid in Des Moines and I got a kid in Chicago, and, so it's like, I go to those areas so I can go to those places when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
But like my closest Blick is about 40 minutes down the road.
The only Blick in the entire state of Arizona or anywhere nearby is in Phoenix, and it's not very big. So, and when I did go there one time, they're like, oh, well, I picked up my stuff, and they're like, oh, well, do you want to just buy this online, and we'll just put it online and you'll get a better price. So why would I go there?
Well, and that's just it. My little Blick store does not carry everything.
Right.
So you might as well go online and order it as to try to go in the store and see if they have it and get distracted by everything else that's in there.
Yeah.
I've kind of discovered that about a lot of things lately, that I just do better shopping online and getting what I want.
Mm-hmm. That's me too. I mean, if I happen to be up in the Scottsdale area, I'll stop by that Blick just because it's like, ooh, look at all this stuff, Well,
it's fun, it's kind of fun to go see what's out there.
but the chances of me being in Scottsdale aren't very high.
Well, and you know, I mean, that's kind of why I used to go to CHA, was because I'd see what's new coming out, and if there was some new product that you just had to have, you know. But that was when they were still doing it in Chicago, and I could drive to it, and I didn't have to fly and do all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's
That's
in Phoenix
crazy.
now. I can actually go up to it if I want to.
Yeah.
But of course, I'd have to work for somebody if I'm, you know, you
Yeah.
don't get in unless you have a business. You don't just get in. You have
Right.
to
Right.
you have to demo for somebody or whatever. So
Well, but I usually had enough companies I was working with, or you know, teaching for, that wasn't always a problem. It was just, you know, the expense of going. Oh my goodness, you know.
yeah, if you have to stay in a hotel and everything, it's expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I used to go and I would meet you know, some the store owners or the people, you know, we'd share expenses because we'd stay together, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still not cheap. And we have to have money left over for our art supplies.
Yeah, then you find all the art supplies you want, and then you have to be able to buy them.
Yeah, exactly. So,
What am I doing? Oh, shut up, phone. I'm not answering you.
I like her hair.
Thank you. Just gonna add a little bit of shadow and highlight, and then I think I'm just gonna call it done for now. I don't have time to, really polish it.
Well, and Tasha's saying, shall no rules say you have to finish it there. Uh, Ian says a little bit Wonder Woman.
A little bit, yes.
Tasha says she might go Sunday to Madison. Went last year.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. You'll have to let me know how that is. I considered driving up. I just, you know, I don't know. I still have time to make up my mind. Do I go? Do I not go? Do I go? uh, and part of my call to go up there is Galena, Illinois is a place I can stop on the way. And that's the home of Vintage, which is a jewelry company.
Ah.
Um, so if you guys know about Vintage, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's natural brass products that are produced here right in the United States. And Jess has a wonderful company. I've thought about going up to her store when she has classes, because I thought, oh man, that would be fun to go take those vintage classes and walk away with some wonderful pieces of art.
For sure.
And then also Dubuque, Iowa is on the way, and they have a wonderful Italian restaurant.
Yummy.
It's right downtown, and it's one of those that kind of looks like those old brick places like we were seeing when we were in St. Louis, with the exposed brick walls and all of the wine bottles and the ambiance is really cool. So,
Well, I think I'm just going to call this done. I'm going to stop fussing and just. She's mysterious enough, right?
she's cool. She's cool. I like her.
All
She's got
right.
blue hair and a purple background. How can you go wrong?
Yeah, I don't think you can. So
Uh,
I don't know how mysterious she is, but
Tasha, I live in Iowa.
yeah. All right. So there's mine. There's Peg's. Very mysterious looking dude.
Well, you know, even though it's a dude, I'm sorry, it still looks a little not dudeish.
It's
Well,
hard to make a dude.
I have trouble drawing dudes. I will admit it, you know, so
Yeah,
that's something I want to work on.
I agree. I have trouble too. They always look effeminate, even when I try to make them look, you know,
Yeah.
like dudes.
Burly, a little burly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually the face. I think the face. And I think the reason that that is because any, artist will say pretty much everything that you make is a self-portrait. It's from your perception of what you see, and the thing that you see the most often is yourself. And so you tend to draw yourself. And so since we're female, a little bit tricky to draw guys.
Yeah, I'd say you're right.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? Let's see. Elis says, great pages, love it, and thanks for sharing, Shell and Peg. Tasha says, these are great. Cheryl says, they both turned out great. Gina says, she loves the dude and the dudette, both great. Barbara says, she's wonderful, and so is Sherlock. And let's see, Laura says she has to go. See you next week.
Okay.
Yep, I think we're done. I think we're ready to wind her down. So thanks everybody for coming. If you're watching this on replay, be sure that you give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment or question if you want to. And visit our other channels if you want to. Those are all linked in the description box below. That's the thing where you click it down and then you find all this information with links down there. And let's see what else. Next week will be Thanksgiving, right?
Right. So we will not be broadcasting next week.
Nope. No Thursday next week. Otherwise, we're normally on Thursday at 10 Central, which is 8 Pacific, and you can just go on from there. I see some of you from overseas have figured out what time it is at your time, so you can help other people if you want.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate you being here. It's been a lot of fun. I got another page done for my, let's see, this is 16. We're on the second half of the month, so yay.
Yay.
So have a great Thanksgiving and enjoy the time with your family and friends if you're in the United States. And if not, eat some turkey anyway.
Yeah, turkey's good for you.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.